Hello my loves, welcome to today's reading. So today's reading is all about your July resolutions for the 2021 of July, that is. So today we're going to have a look at everything we can get from the information. So I already did the readings. The messages came really across, super diverse, but also there were a lot of messages. So I think there's a lot of very unique situations for all of you guys. So just take what resonates. For those who are new to this concept or to my channel, the way it works is that you have a couple of piles to choose from. And then you just take a moment and try to feel which pile draws your attention the most. It can be that you're finding the imagery more attractive in this case, or you're just feeling pulled to the number of the pile, 1, 2, 3, or you're pulled towards the deck color on the back. So I left a couple of options here open. So just try to see which direction your eye moves the most, maybe, or which direction you feel more of a tinglish sensation if you get one. But once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment section below or to the description box and you will find the timestamps there that correspond to each of these piles. Once you click one of those timestamps, or 2 or 3, depends on how many you want to watch, you'll be redirected to that specific reading and learn all about your July 2021. Yay! Alright, without further ado, let's get to introductions. So we have group number 1 with the yellow butterfly, and I'm going to be very careful to pick it up because it's a lot of cards there. Then we have group number 2 with the 2 brown butterflies. And then, we have group number 3 with the blue-green butterfly. So whichever pile calls your attention, no need to rush, you can pause the video if you like to, and I'm going to go ahead and start with group number 1. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this butterfly here, the yellow one, then those are your predictions for July 2021 and what is going to be happening. We're going to have a look at everything that we can pick on and address everything we can pick on. But first, your affirmation. Nature loves me. Opening my heart to nature helps me feel happy and peaceful. Maybe that suggests you, maybe it's a suggestion that either way you're going to be spending a lot of time in the nature, like maybe you're going on vacation, maybe you're going to be doing some field trips, maybe with your friends, your loved ones, or it just suggests you to enjoy July and do some trips and spend time in the nature more to rejuvenate and get your energies back. All right, so today everything is shuffled in. We're just going to have a look at the messages that we already received. Okay, let's start with the tarot cards. So first we have the 6 of Cups, then we have the King of Cups, lots of cups so far, and then we have the 5 of Swords. Okay. So in July we have the 6 of Cups, King of Cups, and 5 of Swords. So it makes me think that there is a person, or okay, so there is a lot of about water. So we're dealing with water signs. It could be that it talks about a connection or a couple of connections that are dealing with water signs. We also have air, but something talks to me about water signs. So it could be that there's a person or a couple of people that are water signs that you're really related to. It could be a family, but I do see friendships and relationships here mainly. So it could be actually that in July you spend a lot of time with your childhood friends or your family in general. And I do see you also by the end of July rethinking a lot of things, like re-evaluating a lot of things. So you're spending the first part of July is that you're spending a lot of time with your loved ones, possibly in the nature too. The nature here stands out to me a lot. But you spend a lot of quality time because the King of Cups is about, it's an emotional card. It's the highest energy of the cups, which talks about emotions. And whenever this card comes in, it makes me think of just emotional fulfillment, feeling good, peaceful. And with this 6 of Cups, it makes me think about just going back to your roots of a sort, like with children, going back to your roots, spending quality time, maybe at home with your family members, maybe with your friends that you had connections since your childhood times, or at the very least long connections too. But there's like this escapist kind of vibe here too. For others, it could refer to relationships, romantic relationships. So you will be spending time with somebody significant that you're very fond of. It could be a water sign, and it could be a connection that has been there for quite a bit already. And I do see that this connection by the end of the month is going to leave you thinking about a lot of things and reevaluating a lot of things. Also, it could be that this person might be going away in the end of the month. Maybe they have work they're busy, maybe they're going to a different location if they're living far away and they're just meeting during this time. For others, back to the message of family and friends, I do see you spending time with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, basically. I do see a very peaceful, emotional, escapist situation here. And afterwards, I see you coming back to your environment and kind of like re-evaluating a lot of things. I do see you being with your thoughts there, just thinking about a lot of about your life and kind of like deciding maybe to try new things, maybe like reevaluating a lot of things, because this Five of Swords can talk about defeats and about like situations, kind of withdrawal of a situation. But at the same time, in this case, it makes me think about the fact that you withdrew way before from some maybe worries or some sort of like very hectic environment that you were before in. Maybe just your work, maybe you just decided to take a vacation or just some time off and visit your family. So I feel like there was this withdrawal happening from that, and it leaves you, once this vacation season, this family, this very, very fulfilling and emotionally season is kind of over. You have a lot to think about. Like, it's kind of like, you know, every time when we go on vacation, I don't know about you, but when I'm going on vacation, I'm coming back home with this feeling that, like, kind of like with the memories of this beautiful vacation, with the memories of this beautiful situation, but then it's kind of like this empty feeling, like, okay, now it's over. Back to, and it makes you think of a lot of things, like make you maybe reevaluate or appreciate a lot of things. That could also be the case, yeah. All right, let's see a bit more about your practical aspects, because this talks about your feelings mainly, I see here, about your perception of the situation in July. So the first oracle card we have is come into life. All right, so something, yeah, some sort of rejuvenation is like, maybe you're coming back to life, maybe you're taking care of yourself more. It could be also that you're reconnecting with relationships with some sort of people that you've known from a long while, or that could be also water signs, or you reconnect with your significant other. That could be a water sign, and in that case, I do see them leaving towards the end of the month, possibly. So the coming to life could be something just reigniting a relationship, you just getting rejuvenated. So there's a couple of messages here. Take what resonates, but for those who resonate with the childhood kind of, well, not childhood, but family and relationships atmosphere, where you just rejuvenate and go out to the nature and kind of have this escapist reality ongoing in the first parts of the July, then this is your message. And in this case, this talks about you being rejuvenated, you kind of feeling healed emotionally and spiritual of a sort. You kind of feel like, as you usually feel after a good vacation, like rejuvenated and full of energy to just change your life and conquer the world. And, you know, that's how I'm having my vacation. How are you having your vacation usually? That's how I'm feeling after it. Anyways, yeah. For those who are resonating with relationships, this could be about relationships that come into life in the beginning of the month, your loved ones, significant ones, or your friendships. Now, let's see, what else can we see? Okay, for a lot of you, it could be, once again, connections. We have number 3s here. Also number 2 here too, if you add down numbers. It could be also about your relationships in terms of romance. So for those who resonate with a romantic relationship, this talks about the fact that there's going to be much more honesty, much better, like, rejuvenating, beautiful moments with this person. I feel like there's going to be a lot of honesty, honest conversations, and a very nice bonding and feeling of peacefulness and kind of connecting really well with this person. Kind of having this feeling of creating those rosy memories, even. Like a very blissful, like really good season, and they're going to be very honest, and you're going to be very honest. Just kind of like the world can wait, but you're going to be very focused on the moment and living those beautiful experiences with this person. It could be also talking about, it could be also talking about your platonic connections, but this mainly is a message for those ones who resonate with their romantic connections. So yeah, one connection is coming to life, romantic connection, and you're a bit more honest in the beginning of the month, middle of the month. I do feel, though, in the end, there's going to be a lot to think about, a lot to like reevaluate. So when this honesty happens, it's going to be a lot to reevaluate in the end of the month. For others, it could be that this person actually is leaving to a different place. If you have a distance ongoing in your relationship, or it also could talk about platonic, like maybe in that case, they're just leaving by the end of the month. But in any case, I do feel like this, for a lot of you, resonates as a message that you will have a lot to think about after this first part of the July happens. Right, then we have the truth. Okay, truth. So you will know their feelings. So we're going back to romance now. For those who resonate with the romantic aspect, you will know their feelings. They'll be very honest. You will be very, like this, this bonding atmosphere where you just see that person, you just feel their energy, you just feel their atmosphere, and you're living in the moment. So the truth makes me think there's going to be a lot of clarity coming in, and you're going to understand a lot about this person. They might come forward with their feelings too. There will be honest conversations at the very least. So coming to life, truth and door to romance could be a potential message for the ones who resonate with the romantic feelings. That is, this person is going to come forward very honest. Finally, you're going to have this conversation and they're going to come with their feelings. And there's going to be a lot for you to think about, like reevaluating the situation. Maybe even if you were disappointed before in the situation, because the Six of Cups can talk about memories. Maybe there was a situation that you were disappointed with this person, or something happened, not enough clarity, and then you just kind of like reevaluate the situation, basically. If it talks about your platonic connections, we see a lot of conversations ongoing, like a lot of bonding ongoing in the first major part of the month, and then again reevaluation in the end. And once again, escapist comes here too. If you are resonating with more of a family and friends vibes and just vacation, the nature here comes into my vision again. Also, potentially, some of you could be meeting a person, a romantic possible interest, or you might have a small crush on somebody who you might meet during your escapist season. I know it's a lot of scenarios, but there's a lot of different energies that I'm picking on here, depending on your situation. I'm trying to address all of them. Okay, we have 2 last cards. They're going to talk about your month. If I see something else, any messages coming through, I'll just go back to as I usually do. So don't worry, we'll try to see as much as we can. Okay, we have the marriage card and sad news. What a contrast. All right, so sad news could be referring to that situation that I thought of, that maybe there is some sort of rejuvenation of something. There is some sort of rejuvenation of a relationship. I mean, maybe there was some disappointments in the past, but everything comes clear of a sort. And maybe this person even comes super freaking clear with their intentions. I mean, you never know. Or you could potentially start thinking of this person in the long term as a person who you could be in a relationship with for a long time. So yeah, definitely a lot of honesty between the two of you, and you kind of understand finally their feelings better. And the sad feeling that you had before, perhaps of some sort of disappointments or some things that you thought didn't work out with this person, they kind of seem to be resolving because of the fact that you're getting more honest and there's like more clarity happening in your month. Now, the sad news could also talk about you being very sad that the vacation is over. If you go on vacation, you're not resonated with the relationship and you just go for a rejuvenation vacation where you with your family members or your friends, just you feeling very disappointed that it's over. It could be that. For others of you who resonate with friendships or partnerships that just reappeared in your life and kind of leaving in the end of the month, it could be that. It could be that the person probably could be living in a different area, geographical area, or somehow they're just not going to be at that point of time in the end of the month in the same location as you are. So you're going to feel a little bit sad about that. So maybe there are friends that came over from like connections that you know for a while that came over. There's nice rejuvenation of this relationship. There's like conversations. But then in the end of the month, you see that you kind of feel bad that they're leaving, Withdrawal could talk about some connection ending up, but in this case, like as if they're leaving. Marriage card could also talk about very good bonding connections here. It could really talk about really either way a commitment or very bonding relationship with somebody. It could also talk about your friends, your soul family. There is such a thing as soul family. I often refer to my friends as soul family, and this just means that it's just such a very bonded connection that just makes me think of them as family. And that's why the marriage card could come through. So there's a lot about connections, I'll tell you that, and also about rejuvenation, either way your own, which I think is both your own and also some sort of like honesty and conversations and nice moments with your loved ones. Platonic, romantic, we've had a little bit of look at everything. But in overall, it's a month where you will feel very rejuvenated and very uplifted and very kind of a bit more calmed down, like fulfilled of a sort, in a sense that you feel complete and at peace at the first parts of the month. First, as in like, it could be literally the major part of the month. Just at the very end, we have like this withdrawal, which could be coming back from vacation, or a friend is leaving to a different place, or a lover is leaving to a different place, or just reevaluation of everything that you experienced throughout the month. All right, that was a lot of information. I hope you were able to follow up. I hope you were able to resonate. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also, feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, of course. That really helps me, motivates me to create more content for you, quality content. But yeah, I hope your month is a wonderful month. And I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 2s. If you chose these 2 brown butterflies here, then this is your messages about your July and how the month is going to be like. So, let's see the affirmation. The universe is always helping me, sometimes in unexpected ways. So what does that make me think? I feel like there's new opportunities happening and coming towards your way. Lucky changes, maybe even lucky meetings for some of you. Or this could be just an encouraging message to understand that everything comes in perfect timing and things will work out the way you probably didn't expect. You might have pushed the manifestation up there and it's just going to happen in the most unexpected and the most rewarding way. So just wait for it. Okay, so today we have a pre-shuffled pile. And we're going to start with your tarot cards before we unfold more with your oracle cards. Now, what we expect to see here is kind of the progression of the month. It can be in this sequence, like from the beginning until the end, or it can be just in a random order, depends how I feel the message. And then we're going to unfold more with oracle cards. So let's get started. We have the 3 of Wands, which already talks about new beginnings. We have the Hierophant, okay. And we have the Well. What was the message again? Because I feel a connection here. Yeah, I feel like a natural flow of events here. And with those 2 cards, if you look at them, they kind of look the same with this flowy feeling here. So I do right away see that something new is happening in your life. And I don't want to say that it's going to happen in the first parts of the month, so like first, second, third day. But I do feel like it's going to happen nearly the first part of the month. So not the first days, but the first part of the month. There is something new happening for you, new horizons approaching, something new opening up for you. So it could be something that you have been expecting for a while. It could be also something that has to do with your professional life, also could be. For others of you, it could be with traveling. You're going on a trip, you're going somewhere new, you're exploring a new location. And for others, in a relationship, it could be that the relationship is getting to a more committed and new stage, because the Hierophant can also... It talks about education, it talks about exploration. That's what makes me think all of a sudden, like this education, like all of a sudden makes me think about exploration. And then I thought of you visiting new places, but it also can talk about marriages in terms of relationships. So marriage card, I'm not going to say that every one of you are going to get married because it's a general reading. I cannot guarantee that it's going to happen, but I can tell you that for some of you who resonate with the relationships, your relationship might escalate to a more committed type of settlement. And the Well makes me always think about like natural progression of things. Actually, since I'm not really long familiar with this deck, I'm just gonna have a look again what the Well talks, because this is actually a card from the Ethereal Visions tarot deck, and it's not a card that is usually in the traditional tarot. I haven't had this deck for too long, although I absolutely love it. If you want to get it, it's totally worth it, I think. Wait, this is like 12. Okay, 12. Or not. Oh my goodness, where is it? Okay, that probably would be in the end. Yeah, the Well. Okay, so the Well. The Well, the birthplace of ideas, inspiration, transformation. All things are birthed from the creatrix. And knowledge flows freely to those who seek it. Nurturing, opportunity, nature, creativity. So yes, there's some sort of new opportunity, nurturing feeling. I was getting this too, like a natural flow or unfolding events. So there is definitely something new happening in your life and coming forward. It could be in relationships. It could be also opportunities, as we saw before. It could be collaboration, some sort of collaboration, some sort of new environment. Some of you could be applying to university and getting your final documents done. Some of you could be it could be in terms of education, that you're maybe finishing even your university, for some of you who graduate. Others, it could talk about the fact that you're the university, some of you could be finishing university too. A very specific message for some of you. Others could be that your relationships are escalating into more of a committed type. And others, just explore more possibilities in your environment, in your work environment. I feel like there's new opportunities coming through that will require you to learn new skills, most likely, and develop some new insights. But at the same time, I feel like you're getting maybe even a promotion, could be a new type of work, but I do feel some progress. Even the minimum progress is still a positive one that is happening for you. And in terms of professional environment, I do see that you might ask, what was I trying to say? You might want to start learning a new skill, or learning a new, like, just to boost up your skill set a little bit for your work. So it could be, that makes me think maybe that there's a new position that you get there, or new possibilities, or new, if you're a freelancer, new orders or something. And then there's like a natural flow of events in the process. All right, let's get you some oracle cards, and we have the Victory. So something definitely is working out in a positive direction in the very beginning of the month, not first numbers like 1, 2, 3, like not like those first days, but I do feel like a little bit later, but in the first part. New beginnings are happening, because this also makes it into one. If you look at this card, this makes it into one, and the Victory is talking about any type of endeavor that you've been engaged into. So it could be your relationship, it could be your professional environment. I do feel collaboration here. I do feel some sort of professional collaboration environment. It could be university or professional environment in terms of your career. But I do feel like there's either way beginnings or endings, and beginnings of something new, and a natural flow of progression, like something just gets better and a new horizon, like a new beginning start for you, and you feel very good about it. It's kind of like, there's so many again energies that I'm feeling from this. It's because I guess a lot of situations are really individual. It was the same thing with the previous reading too. Okay, let me get you one more card. We'll see more specifics. Bone Collector, again about new beginnings, new startings. Because the Bone Collector makes me think about like just, bones. Everything starts from the bones. Like just starting from scratch again, or starting something new. One of the two. It's kind of like a really thin line between those two. But at the same time, I feel like this is an opportunity that kind of gives you like this start and this broader perspective for the further future. I do feel like this is something that will require you to adapt, or maybe learn something new in order to pursue it further. But definitely it's something very rewarding. So if you finish university, you start your own journey, and there is new possibilities happening. If you are getting a new job or some sort of new opportunity in your life in terms of your professional environment, I see this flowing in naturally, and you start learning new things. So if you start university, obviously you're going to be starting to learn new things one by one, even in the process of application, or just maybe introductions, or because it's still July. Usually education starts later, so it could be just like some things that you organize before the university starts. Somehow I've been mentioning university a lot here. I don't know, maybe it's a specific message for a lot of you, but professional environment also speaks up to me, that you skill up something, and then just kind of this broadens up your perspective. You already kind of get like this new opportunity, this very cool, great new beginning in your professional environment, and then just kind of decide to get better at it and maybe learn new skills and kind of progress in it. I do see this talks about progression, new beginnings and progression in a positive direction in your professional environment. Or it could also talk about your relationships, although it's not a very clear line here. Okay, last but not least, flow. Well, I'm talking about natural flow of events, and you start something in the first part of the month, and it's going to set flow for something further. As I said before, I don't even know what to say with this card anymore, because I've been talking about the flow all the time when I was looking at these two cards. So yes, there's new beginnings happening, and there's new horizons open up for you, and kind of things start working out with a flow. And throughout this flow, you're skilling up, perhaps learning new things, kind of get more devoted or engaged in a relationship or in the situation that you're in. And it feels very rewarding, because I do feel like you're really excited about this new starts here. mainly speaks to me about professional environment, either way, education or career, to be honest. Could be also relationships though for some of you. Okay, let me get you 2 last cards here, and then we'll see what else can we see. A long way, an expectation. A long way. Talking about this, new horizons, broaden up the spectrum. Like, even look at these 2 pictures that look at the long way. You see that? I'm just smiling because it's just literally what I was thinking and talking about. Like what I had in my mind. This broadening horizons, like this new journey of yours begins to somewhere, and it kind of goes with the flow. Like, it unfolds naturally, new rewarding beginnings. And the expectation. So for those of you who are finishing university, it's such a specific message, but I'm just going to keep on going with it. It could be, you're starting to build expectations and start to build for your future, because we have so many number ones actually. 1, 1, 1. This like makes it into ones. So there's new beginnings for you happening in July. Broadening your horizons, step into the next stage of your life, and kind of with the flow unfolding there. It could be a promotion, it could be a new career opportunity, it could be just little opportunities opening up to you. And it could also talk about, I think, mainly professional environment here. That's how it feels, but it could talk about relationships too. Maybe even like learning a bit more about each other and kind of going with the flow, and it kind of leads to a certain direction. Basically, you feel like it leads to somewhere, this feeling. So yeah, a long way. This is a journey of yours that's gonna go for quite a long time actually, and it's gonna lead you to somewhere new again. Who knows what this is gonna be? Drop by my videos again in the future and we'll see that after this long way. But yeah. Expectation could also be like, if you're starting education, it could be that you're having some sort of expectations about what you're going to be experiencing. It's mainly it makes me think about not expectation, but anticipation. That's the word. Anticipation of something, being very excited about what's to come, this new beginnings, and ready for it, and feeling like very liking good about it. Yeah, that's cool. All right, that's all I can see for you, group number 2s. It was a short reading. I hope you were able to enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also, feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, of course, because that really helps the channel and it really helps me, motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you so much for dropping by to look at my video, to hopefully enjoy it. And have a wonderful day. I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 3s. Welcome to your reading. So today's reading is about your July predictions. So if you chose this green blue butterfly, then this is your reading about what is going to be happening in your month of July 2021. In my heart, I know that good things are coming my way. So there's a sense of hopefulness here. So I feel like there's some resolutions that you might have been waiting for, and they're just finally coming your way, or there's, at least in July, you will be seeing some progress happening. For others of you, it might call out to you to just have faith and believe in your heart that everything's going to work out in the most beautiful and happy way for you, because that's what you deserve and that's how it's going to be like. All right, now let's have a look into your tarot cards. Today everything's pre-shuffled. We will waste way less time on the shuffling process. I mean, maybe you like it. But yeah, let's hop into it. So we have the 2 of Swords, we have the Artist, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, it's interesting how it really resonates with the message here. In my heart, I know that good things are coming my way. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. Perhaps until now, things have not been working out the way you wanted it to be, in the sense that you maybe felt conflicted or confused in some areas. It could be that a lot of you are artists in some sort of way. You're an artistic person. You do something creative. It could be for some of you. And it might be that you just felt in the beginning of the month, or you just transit to the month with those feelings that kind of there was not enough clarity and you couldn't make a decision, and you're not sure if you're doing what you're doing is a good decision or not. Should you keep going on with it or not? And I do feel like the end of the month will give you this hopefulness that we also had here. Remember I mentioned it? there's something that's going to be kind of giving you this push forward in the end of the month. And I do see this happening in most likely your life purpose as an overall, because I do feel like there's a lot of soul search here too. Whether you resonate with our artists or not, whether you resonate with being an artistic or creative soul, I do feel like you have a creative mind. Some of you do, and a lot of you just feel that you want to find your life purpose. There's a sense here that you just want to find a place where you just contribute and feel at home and at peace. And I feel like that feeling is coming closer in the end of the month. So the Two of Swords makes you feel confused in the beginning of the month. Yeah, that might be not the best card to get in the beginning, but at the same time, it talks about confusion. And usually this card doesn't last too long because it has direct link to our emotions and our mental state. And usually there's some resolutions that come afterwards during that. And I feel like there's a rejuvenation, there's a new ambition, there's a new clarity happening within your career, if you're an artist or not, within something that you do, that you're passionate about, but also within your life purpose as a whole. Like, it kind of makes me feel that you feel more at peace with where your life is heading towards to in the end of this July 2021. Now let me get you a couple more cards and we'll be seeing more of the messages. So we have a woman holding a heart, and I'll just get you one more. And clean your house. So a woman holding your heart. Holding your heart, a heart. It could refer that you want. So it gives me a different vibe here. Now, this could talk about feelings too. It could be that maybe there is a sense of rejection or not clarity in a situation with feelings. So it could be that this card refers to you and you want some more security in terms of your feelings. I do feel it's a little bit of everything. Life purpose / your romantic and maybe platonic connections too, but mainly romantic, I think. And you kind of feel like you're lacking clarity in where this is heading towards to. Perhaps even those two overlap, your life purpose or your career and your romantic relationships. It kind of like you feel like you have to choose or compromise between the two. So those messages can be different for all of you. It's a general reading, so take which one resonates. And I do feel like you want to have some sort of security and clarity finally, and some sort of even change that kind of show you where this is heading towards to, right? And I do feel like this change is happening. So if you look here, we have the number 1 with the new beginnings. If you add the numbers and the clean the house, what this makes me think is that you're gonna spend some time rearranging your space, perhaps to feel better. I always do that as well. When I'm feeling a little bit, down the road, a little bit like under the weather, I'm usually just clean my space or just making something that makes me feel good. I'm putting my music loud enough not to annoy my neighbors though, but yeah, loud, and just clean the house, tidying everything up. It makes me feel like there's some sort of clarity, at least in that aspect in my life, So I do feel like for one aspect, you're going to be taking care of your household. Maybe you're going to change your furniture. I don't know what that message is coming through, but maybe you're going to change your furniture. Now that's one message that comes through. Even a couch. For some reason, a couch pops up. I think this can be a very specific message for some of you. But for others, it just makes me think that you might kind of throw away all the clustered stuff that you might not need, just to feel this ease and a little bit of organization within your life. Another thing, I hope you didn't hear that. I'm a bit hungry, so my stomach is crawling, so I hope you didn't hear that. Okay, so another thing that I'm getting from here is that cleaning the house could talk about the fact that you're just going to clean, like a situation is going to be just resolving. Alongside as you clean your house, also your environment around you cleans up. So it doesn't mean that my stomach again growled. I'm so sorry. It can mean that some of you might be cleaning the house, otherwise, other of you, it is a metaphorical meaning telling you that your life is going to get a little bit of a more of a fresh perspective, kind of more organized, and you're going to unclutter your life and get a better sense of where you want to head towards to. Now, another thing I'm getting from here is a message that I forgot. I'll get back to the ones that it comes back. I talked too much and a message got away. Anyways, all right, one more. Miracles. So you see, it's kind of how it evolves into a very, very positive direction in the end of the month. So the end of the month, you feel like things are finally clear. You at least feel more wholesome and get back on track. You have this feeling and power to keep on going with your project, if this is the project we're talking about. But I do feel like in the end of the month, a lot of things retain some sort of clarity. So in your relationships, in your general household, maybe affairs, and also your career. And as I said before, it feels like a general life path here. So obviously that would include your career, that would include your hobbies, that would include your relationships. So in that sense, I do see that a lot of your areas of your life are going to be developing slowly, and I feel like you're going to feel that progress. But at the very least, there's going to be this freshness that you're going to feel in the end. This confusion and this, like, I'm looking at this card and I'm thinking about this confusion. I kind of like look at this dark sky behind her. There's this very gloomy essence here. Like, you're not quite sure if what you're doing is the right way or how you should distribute correctly your time. There's a lot of thoughts that kind of adjust you from your, kind of makes you question your life purpose or where you're heading towards too. But I feel like in the end of the month, as you can see here clearly with the Ace of Cups and the miracles underneath, things are going to improve. Things are going to improve as in, like, you're going to feel, how should I describe this? There is a feeling I'm feeling here. You feel rejuvenated. You feel like you start anew. You feel excitement, freshness, both in your physical material world, but also your inner self as well. And it could be for some of you that you start a relationship in the end, or at the very least you have figured out your relationships and you start anew with a very good sense of where this is heading towards too. This is just a message for some. But in general, I do feel for a lot of you who chose this pile, it's about resolutions within your overall life path of a sort, kind of like you feel more balanced by the end. And the miracles could talk about the fact that there's going to be a lot of new surprises popping in. You kind of get to focus a little bit on your surrounding, like unclutter your mind and your space, and new potentially good welcoming things that come into your life. It could be relationships, because I do feel like it's a lot of things here. All right, now we're gonna look at your 2 last cards and see what else can we see. If I get any more messages, I'm gonna go back to the cards and address them, obviously. But so far, we're gonna look at these. So great happiness and main person. Now, the great happiness makes me think about this situation here. You're going to feel very rejuvenated, very relieved, and there's going to be this sense of starting new. Could be with relationships. For some of you, it could be that you start new with relationships. It could be for some of you, you start feeling, again, inspired and working towards your goals, whether you're an artist or just a professional that are very passionate about what you're doing. I do see you kind of getting back on track and getting this inspiration to just keep on going. And possibly because you're going to have some encouragement or some sort of, like, glimpse of hope and rainbows, like in this picture here, happening. And it's going to bring you a lot of happiness. Like, I feel like in general, your mood improves throughout the month. And this great happiness makes me think also about your contacts and about you enjoying the outside surrounding. It's kind of your perception and mind is broadening up, and it welcomes so much goodness in the end of the month. With the main person, first thing when this card came, I thought of you. So regardless of your gender, I thought that this refers to you and just focus on yourself. So it could be about partnership too, because we have number 2. So it could be that you're also conflicted about romantic relationships. Maybe you want one, or maybe you have one and you're just trying to figure this out. But in any case, whichever the situation is, I see you being more focused on yourself and trying to figure out your own self better. And from there, kind of like all the blessings are getting welcomed towards you. Another thing with the main person is that you might have a main person in your mind. So it could refer to the other party. For the minority of you, could be that you're thinking about somebody and you have somebody in your mind. And this could just talk that this person, there's going to be some resolutions with this person as well throughout the month. So there's definitely more clarity, more honesty, and there is a rejuvenation feeling happening in the end of the month, with hints and glimpses of the happy and wonderful future approaching. I do feel like there's going to be a success in happening in some areas of your life in the end of the month. Once you're like, I feel like in the middle, you're more uncluttering yourself, your space, taking care of your own life. And in the end of the month, I see you, well, as it transits next to the end of the month, more or less, I see you getting like this happiness, excitement, rejuvenation, and a lot of areas of your life improve. So whichever area you thought of, whichever area you focus on, I do see it improving. I do see you starting anew, maybe with relationships, or figuring out new new ways to deal with the relationship, perhaps. But yeah, I think that's it. The confusion could potentially also have happened. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. The confusion in the beginning or as you transit into the month could have something to do with your romantic life. I think I did mention it, right? Either way, you want one or you have feelings with somebody, but you're just so confused, like in terms of how to combine it with your life, or in terms of like you're confused about their feelings. That could also be a sign that for those who resonate with this, it could be that their feelings are much more clear as the month progresses. That's a better word. Okay, but yeah, that's it, I think, for today. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not getting any more messages. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also, feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, of course. It really helps the channel and motivates me to create better and more content for you, my loves. And yeah, I wish you a pleasant day, and I'll be seeing you again, hopefully. Bye.